Andy. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my babies. These are my compacts. So bronzers, blushes, highlighters, also a couple of contouring palettes. If you guys haven't seen my full makeup collection and storage video, I'll go ahead and have that link down below. So let's get into it. So this is where I keep all of my compacts, and over on this side I have most of my blushes, and these are in 3x9 acrylic containers from Storables. Again, I'll have all of them linked down below. So right here I just have a little NARS blush. This is like for becoming VIB Rouge, I guess. It's in the shade Deep Throat. So really cute. I use this when I travel a lot. Right here I've got a single Clinique Cheek Pop blush in the shade Fig Pop. This is so beautiful. The formula is really nice. So I am planning on buying more of those. I have the little Tarte birthday gift blush, and it's in the shade Party, which I do have a full version of Party, and it's a different shade, and I also like to travel with that one. And then right next to that I've got 3 Makeup Geek blushes. So this one's my favorite. It's in the shade Soulmate. It's a gorgeous purpley mauve color. This one is in the shade Blind Date. It's kind of like a watermelon color, super bright and pretty. And then this one is in the shade XOXO, which is a super duper bright coral pink. I also really love my Milani Baked blushes. So this one I use kind of more as a highlight, and it's in the shade Rosa Romantica, so super duper pretty. We of course have the ever so famous Luminoso. This is one of my favorite blushes as well. Super gorgeous, and it looks different on everyone, so it's so pretty. This one is Rose d'Oro. I use this a lot in the winter time. It's a gorgeous berry toned blush. It's one of the darkest blushes I own, so really pretty. And then I've got all of my Tarte blushes in one of the Tarte highlights. So this one is in the full size Party shade. I don't know if you guys can see, but the little mini one that you get for free or like your birthday gift at Sephora is actually a lot darker and a lot warmer. So that's the reason I have both of them. This one is my Tarte blush in the shade Risque. This one is Sensual, so it's a really unique kind of orange toned brown color. This one is Seduce. It's a little bit lighter than Sensual, but super duper pretty. These are all the Naughty Nudes blushes. I love them so much, so I have the whole collection. And then of course we've got the Tarte Exposed shade that started it all, and then the Tarte Exposed highlighter, which is super duper beautiful. So this is separated by another container, and I keep all of my Benefit box blushes and box powders in here. So we've got Benefit California super duper cute blush. I've been using it a lot recently. This one is one of my favorite blushes literally of all time. It's Benefit's Rockateur blush. It goes with literally any makeup look. The undertone is so gorgeous, and it has slight shimmers in it that just give you a glow but doesn't make it look glittery, so I love that one. I thought Benefit's Hervana was going to be more of like an orchidy purple blush, but it's more of a light pink. So I like to use it when I'm paler in the winter time for just minimal makeup, but super duper pretty. And then I've got 2 of their bronzers. So of course we have Benefit's Hula, beautiful undertone and honestly the perfect bronzer shade for me. And then I also have Benefit's Dallas, which is like in between a blush and a bronzer, and I kind of use this if I'm too lazy to use blush and bronzer, so I'll just kind of dust this all over the cheeks and it acts as a blushing bronzer, I guess. In this next row, I keep excess blushes and bronzers. So these are the 4x10 containers, and I've got 2 of them kind of back to back. Right here, I've got all of my gorgeous Too Faced Love Flush blushes. My favorite one is definitely the shade Baby Love. I've also got 2 of the Sweetheart blushes. These are very glittery, but they make for really nice blush toppers. So this one's my favorite. It's in the shade Peach Beach, and it's the darkest out of all of them. About a year ago, Too Faced had a flash sale on their like Sweetheart blushes, and they were 50% off, so I did pick up those 2 then. And then I've got my 2 Milani Rose powder blushes. You guys, these are so beautiful packaging wise, formulation wise, color wise, so beautiful. So this one is Tea Rose, and this is my favorite in Romantic Rose. And Romantic Rose is actually a dupe for Tarte Exposed, so really beautiful. Love those. And then now we have the start of my bronzers. So this one is the Beach Bronzer in the shade Bronze. It's the darker of the 2, and it smells like maple syrup. A really gorgeous undertone, but a little bit dark for me right now, so I like using this during the winter time. Did I say winter? I meant summer. And then these are my Too Faced bronzers. So this is the Dark Chocolate Soleil. I used to use this a lot. I was really tan about a year ago, and then I don't know, I stopped getting sun, I guess, but I really do love that. I was about to hit pan on that when I switched to the regular Chocolate Soleil, and now this is literally my favorite bronzer of all time. Has the absolute perfect undertone, and it suits so many different skin tones. It is really beautiful. And then I've also got the shade Beach Bunny, which this is one of their custom blend bronzers. It does have shimmer in it, and I did want to collect the entire Too Faced bronzer collection because I love the formulation, but I don't really like shimmer bronzers, and so there's no point in me getting the rest of the bronzer collection because the rest are all shimmery. Usually what I do when I do my makeup is if I don't want anything from here, I'll actually take this whole thing out and then I'll scoot this forward so that I could get more access to my bronzers. Alright, so right here we've got some bronzers from Physicians Formula. So this is the Butter Bronzer, and I used to absolutely hate this. I'm about to do a video on makeup products I used to hate but now love. And I obviously didn't like this because it is too light for me for a bronzer. It's more of a face powder, but the formulation is so buttery and creamy and smooth that when I go overboard with a deeper or more orange tone bronzer, I'll actually buff this all over the cheeks to tone it down, and it makes it look so effortless and flawless. So I really do enjoy that now. Next, from Physicians Formula, I have the BB Beauty Balm Bronzer. So this one has little bits of shimmer in it, but it's really not noticeable on the cheeks. It gives a nice healthy glow, but it's more on the warm side. I mean, I like warm bronzers because I have a warm undertone, but in case you're not really into that warm orangey bronzer, you might not like this one. And if you're one of those people, you definitely will not like this one. This is the MAC Studio Sculpt Defining Powder, and this is in the shade Dark. I did get it when I was, again, really tan, so it's pretty dark, pretty orange tone. I only use it when I'm really tan, but I have that one. And then this is the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster. This one is really gorgeous. It's pretty comparable to the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, but it's slightly warmer and the consistency of it is less creamy, but it's a really nice option from the drugstore. And then I've got another one from Physicians Formula. This is a shimmer one. This was like the very first bronzer I ever got. Super orange toned and super shimmery, but I love using it as an eyeshadow. I've got this bronzer from Pure Cosmetics. It's their Mineral Glow Bronzing Powder. I did get this in a BoxyCharm. And again, I'm not really into shimmery bronzers, but this formulation, you guys, holy chiz nuggets. It's so creamy, so buttery, so smooth. It's so beautiful. And while this is on the orange tone side, I can see myself using it. I just have to get over the fact that it's shimmery. And then I have this bronzer from Cargo in the shade Medium. Again, it does have shimmer in it, and it's basically the exact same shade as the Pure Cosmetics one. But again, I use it as an eyeshadow. Don't ask me why. I'm such a bronzer hoarder. I love bronzer. So yeah. Alright, so those are all my blushes and my bronzers, and now we have all of my highlighters. So this is again a 4x10. Right here I've got all my Becca bronzers. So this one is the Becca Champagne Pop. Super pretty. I haven't used it in a while, but it used to be one of my favorite highlighters. Then I've got Becca's Topaz. This was the very first Shimmering Skin Perfector I got. Again, you guys can see it's a pretty dark shade for a highlight, but again, I was tan when I first started buying makeup, so a lot of the makeup I have now is a little bit dark. This one is the limited edition Becca Split Pans. So it's a duo with Prosecco Pop and Amaretto. I've got two highlighters from Maxx. So this is the MAC and Mariah Carey one. Honestly, I bought this for packaging. I'm not even going to lie. I have used it a little bit, but I can only use it when I'm tan because it is such a deep, gorgeous topaz gold shade. And then a cult favorite, the MAC Soft and Gentle Mineralized Skin Finish. This one I got in a BoxyCharm, and I was so blown away. This is the Ofra Rodeo Drive Highlighter, and this formulation, you guys, is amazing. These are the most pigmented highlighters I have used to date. I've got my little rainbow highlighter from Ulta, which is surprisingly really good. It's super pigmented, a little bit on the powdery side, but really gorgeous formulation in general. This one used to be talked about so much on YouTube, but it's from The Balm. It's their Mary Luminizer. Super gorgeous for a really blinding highlight. So I haven't used that in a while, but I have to crack that out again. I've got two highlighters from Soap and Glory. So these are kind of like the Smashbox highlighting wheels. So this one is Peach Party, and this one is Wonder Bronze. I've got my two Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powders. This one in Precious Petals is one of my favorite highlighters. It's really gorgeous. And then the Crown of My Canopy one is really beautiful for tan skin. My bricks are from Physicians Formula. So this one is in Riviera, and then this one is in Malibu. They're pretty much the same except for the bottom 2 or 3 shades. But this is a stiffer formula that is so blinding, you guys. These are as blinding as the Ofra highlighters. So let me just... Alright, so moving to what I keep on the side, I keep some palettes, and I also just have my NARS Laguna bronzer here. And then I've got 2 palettes from Tarte. So I love Tarte's face palettes that are like this size. So this is the Tarte Tarteist Blush Palette. This was limited edition, but 4 gorgeous shades. This is how I got introduced to the Tarte blush formulation, and I fell in love. And then I have the Tarte Don't Be Afraid to Dazzle Double Duty Beauty Highlighting and Contouring Palette. So a gorgeous contour shade that looks amazing when I'm at my palest, and then the highlight shade is really, really gorgeous, and the formulation of these powders are so buttery and smooth, so they're amazing. Right here I've got my Hourglass blush palette. So this is their ambient strobe lighting blush palette, and the shades in here are so beautiful. $60 hurt my heart, but I love this palette. These two are Stila palettes. So this is part of the 2014 holiday collection. So this is actually an eyeshadow palette with gorgeous, gorgeous shades. This is actually Stila's Kitten, and it is so beautiful. And then this one is their Get Cheeky palette that also came within the set. And this is also basically Stila's Kitten in a giant highlighter form, so that's amazing and beautiful. And then right here I keep larger palettes and things like that. So sitting right here, I've got the Too Faced Soulmates Blushing Bronzer in the shade Ross and Rachel. This was a limited edition. It's so, so pretty, but not pigmented. And when you finally build it up, the bronzer is basically orange. So honestly, I keep it for collector's purposes and because the packaging's pretty. And then I've got 2 products from Marc Jacobs. So this is the Marc Jacobs Omega Coconut Bronzer. You guys know I love this so much. It's such a unique shade. Almost has like slight red undertones, but doesn't make it not wearable. So it's so beautiful and it smells really, really good. And then this is the Marc Jacobs #Instamark High Filter Contouring Setting Powder. So I don't know if you guys can see back here, but I keep a couple of cheek palettes here as well that I kind of just scoot up if I want to use them. So this is my Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean cheek palette. Super duper beautiful. I do have a review on this and I have it linked down below. And then I've got one of my favorite contouring products from Too Faced. So this is the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Chisel to Perfection. Smells really, really good like cocoa, and you guys can see I use this setting shade a lot, and I like to take this traveling with me because it has a little spot for a brush, so it's just nice and convenient. These two are basically dupes for each other. So this is the Anastasia Contour Kit in the light to medium version, and then the IBY Beauty Highlight and Contour Palette that I got in my BoxyCharm. Besides the order, because the IBY Beauty one did switch these last two, they are basically identical, but the Anastasia one is just a little bit more powdery in formulation, but they are both really, really beautiful palettes. So those are all my compacts, and that's all I have for you guys today. So I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! If I could get them out.